So, as you know, there's a lot of talk about the new economy and what it's going to take to survive in this new economy. And a few of those things, in my opinion, are first of all, thinking globally. Now, we've talked about that for a long time of having a global mindset, right? But I think now is the time that people have to think of themselves beyond their current environment, wherever that may be. You have to be able to reach out to a wider market to offer your products and your services. So, for instance, you may have been an admin, an administrative assistant, or a customer service rep, or a call center rep, or something like that. And so you have to start thinking now, how could I provide this service in a wider forum? So they may not be hiring for that. You may have been laid off in your current job, but there's need for that somewhere else in the world. And I think this time has shown us that you could work from anywhere, honestly. And so you have to think now in a broader sense. You can't just think about what's in front of you and what's in your immediate environment. So that's the first thing I think people need to have a global mindset. Secondly, people need to get comfortable with technology. Our use of technology is not going to go away. So people who feel like they want to still stand in the bank and, I want to see the teller give me my receipt back. I don't have an email. I don't like to be on social media. You're going to have a hard time functioning, whether that is as an employee or as an employer or a business owner. As a micro business owner, you may say, I don't want to be on social media, but that's where most people are. The actual studies, records are showing, data is showing that for the Bahamas alone, the penetration of people on Facebook is phenomenal, and the use of mobile phones is phenomenal. So what does that tell us? If the data is telling us that this is where people are, just in the Bahamas alone, is that they're on Facebook and they're on their phones more than anything else, then that tells you that if you want to capture their attention for whatever reason, then you need to be there too. So a global mindset, getting comfortable with technology, and then I think being open and flexible and having a possibility mindset. And what do I mean by that? I think a lot of times we think either or. A lot of times we think, well, I could only have this or that. We don't think, well, I could have this and that. And so we would feel like, well, if I don't have this particular job, or if I don't have this side hustle, or if I don't have this particular lifestyle set up the way that I want it, then I can't have it. It's either or. But if you think possibility, if you think the world is abundant. And so abundance means that I can have whatever I want, right? Within reason, of course. But why can't I have a job and have a business? Why can't I do that? Like, we always feel like we have to choose. We don't have to choose. I know some people who do that very successfully, and they don't want to quit their job because they love their job and they love the things that they do outside of their job. So why not have it all, right? So it's just changing your mindset and understanding that you have the power to create. It sounds like coach jargon, right? It sounds like a motivational speaker's pitch to you that you could live this fabulous life, but hey, that's not real life. We understand that real life can be hard, but at the end of the day, we live by the choices that we make. And a lot of us have chosen to live lives that are beneath our potential. And so we are only a decision away from living our best life possible. I really want to emphasize the point about training and tooling yourself for this new economy. Now, a lot of people have seen where maybe a college education isn't required for every single job that's out there or to own your own business, and that's fine. But you still need to have certain skill sets to be successful no matter what you do. Even as a business owner, you may be a really good artist, for instance, or you may be a singer or a dancer or something that you may consider creative, and I just want to create, right? You may be a great cook, and I just want to create. If you're going to make a business out of that, there are other skills that you need to be successful. So if you need to learn about marketing, if you need to learn about negotiating, if you need to learn about writing proposals, then you need to find that information. And now is the time that is better than any time that I've ever seen for you to have access to those things, and at a very low cost, and in many cases free. There are so many different websites and platforms out there, even apps that you can get. There's an app that I have on my phone that trains you to create new habits. There's an app that I have on my phone that gives me drills in grammar and word usage and math skills to improve those skills for me. So there's really like no excuse for not growing yourself mentally and professionally. Getting information, talking to people. People are accessible now more than ever before. People you can reach out to on social media, people you can get into masterminds, you can find mentors. It's so accessible. So what is the excuse? What is the excuse that you have for remaining the same and for remaining stuck? That's really your personal choice, because everything you need is already around you. It's just for you to reach out and do what is necessary to get what you need to be who you want to be. So the challenge that I want to throw out is, what can people do today, right now? What are some action steps that you can take right now to shift your life? Because people always feel like they are waiting on some perfect conditions. They're waiting on someone to free them to do what they want to do. It's all about you. It's about you. It's about the decisions that you make. It's about what you believe about yourself, about your life, about what you want. So I challenge you to come up with some action steps that you can take in the moment today. Even if that action is to write down the action steps, that is an action. And the more people take action, the more motivated they actually become to achieving those things. Because we know that it releases, when we achieve things, it releases those happy chemicals in our brain that gives us that rush of feeling like for me, if I write a to-do list and I can start checking things off and I can start seeing, oh, okay, you actually feel an energetic release. You feel it in your body, like a relief and a happiness that I actually achieved something, that I've actually, and even if you don't get a positive result from that, like for me as a business owner, if I am asked to present, for instance, a proposal, and I always have to give proposals, and submitting a training proposal, for instance, and a pricing, they may never accept what I offer, but I felt the achievement of completing and submitting the proposal. And so what it does is it ignites my personal power to feel like I am empowered to do that again and again and again. Now, what we may have to deal with from a belief standpoint is rejection. There's a lot of people battle with that. They don't want to put themselves out there, and I struggled with it too. You don't want to put yourself out there because you don't want to be rejected. But one of the things that I've learned is that you can't take those things personally. It's not personal. People, just like you, have a choice, and they could choose to accept your idea or not. That's their right, just as it is your right to present an idea. And so when you reframe how you think about things and how you approach things, you're less likely to be fearful about what somebody's going to say about it. You start to build your personal resilience and your mindset to think, you know what? I am good. I am worthy of great opportunities. And the opportunities that have my name on them will find me. And I'm going to be ready for those opportunities. I'm going to prepare myself so that I'm going to be ready for those opportunities when they come my way. And I am changing my whole outlook on life when I do that. I am changing myself from being a victim and being stuck and being frustrated and feeling powerless to being a person that understands that they have power and they don't have to wait on anyone or any situation to empower them. That's completely changed my whole outlook on what empowerment is. Because for me, when you look at empowerment programs, it's always as if you're giving people power, but what you're sharing with people is what you want is enlightenment. Because people already have power. They already have it. It's already in them. We're born with power. We just don't exercise it. We have power and we have authority. Authority is what is delegated to people, but not power.